And we're live. How are you guys doing today?
Pretty good.
This time.
Pretty good. Got some sleep tonight.
You did get sleep?
Yeah, I did.
Why were you up so late the other night?
So I stayed up because I did go out.
I saw some pictures of you on some Instagram pages and stuff. I had to unfollow some people that I didn't want to follow anymore.
Damn.
So I went out to a party, but I didn't.
Juzary? You were partying?
I actually did not get drunk or anything. I was driving and everything. So actually,
okay, responsible young man.
Good.
yes,
Yeah.
we actually.
I like it.
Yeah.
That thing only lasted for about 2 hours, and then we left.
Why did you leave? Did the cop show up?
No,
There's a lot of gangbangers there.
No, we just left because there was just a lot of people there, and the family just wanted to go to sleep. The parents, so we left.
Whose house was it at? Oh wait, you can't name them.
Yeah. We're at a friend's
Mutual
house.
friend. That I just know.
No
I know
names.
who it is, but because I saw the pictures, but I don't know like which one it was. But that's cool. Cubes, do you sleep often? You sleep every night?
Yeah.
Do you make it a priority to get your sleep?
Oh, hell yeah.
Like, what time are you in bed every night?
Like 10:30ish. 10:30. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
You need to like prioritize
Wait,
sleep
what?
more. I said me and Juzary we train at like 9:30 usually every morning, unless I tell him otherwise the morning prior. I have to call him every single morning to wake his ass up because this motherfucker doesn't want to.
I've gotten a lot better at that.
You got a lot better. All right.
Yeah, you did, and now you slacking off again, and I don't like you anymore. Me and Juzary have beef now, and we don't train together anymore. I'm kind of sad about it.
You guys broke up?
Yeah, kind of.
At least it wasn't over text.
Yeah. That's what it means.
Yeah, I guess.
Silence is power, everyone.
Yes.
Silence is power.
It was over FaceTime. It was over
damn.
FaceTime instead of text. No, but yeah, we train at 9:30 every morning, and I have to FaceTime him to wake him up, and then like half the time he falls back asleep, and I have to call him again. He's like 9:30. I'm like, yeah. I call him at like 9. I'm like, yeah, I'm leaving. And I think he believes when I say 9:30, he's like, all right, I'm gonna leave at 9:30. I'm like, no, Juzary, you're about 12 minutes away. Leave early so you can show up and we can be lifting weights by 9:30. But yeah, his brain thinks other things. Like, it pisses me off because we've literally had a conversation about it before where we talk about like I literally like told him like I don't want to be a babysitter anymore, dude. Like, I don't want to wake you up.
I get 4 hours of sleep.
4 hours of sleep?
That's about the maximum I get.
That's kind of sad, dude.
That's crazy.
It's very imperative to get your sleep. Like, that's why I like say to you all the time, and it's like I actually was researching sleep like recently because I wear my Fitbit to sleep sometimes, and like it shows like my sleep stats or whatever. And there's like different, like obviously there's different sleep cycles. There's like REM sleep, deep sleep, and light sleep. And deep sleep is when your body like recovers the most. Is like physical recovery. And you're supposed to average like between like 15 and 25% of your sleep cycles like are in that stage of deep sleep. And I'm at like 10%. And that's like not good because like I do a lot of training. So I'm like, why the fuck am I not recovering, right? So like I'm trying to do some research and to figure out how to like prioritize like getting more deep sleep rather than, because I get a lot of light sleep. Like I think light sleep is like supposed to be like 50 to 60 and I get like 75% light sleep. I'm like, what the fuck? I think it's because of the fact that I wake up every single night and fucking pee like 3 times a night.
That's a gallon for you.
Yeah, literally. I stopped drinking a gallon to try to fix that, and like I still wake up at least once a night to pee. It's pretty annoying. Do you still drink a gallon a day?
No, not as much.
Are you drinking a gallon?
Yeah, I'm still drinking a gallon a day, like no matter what. I feel like shit if I don't the next day. And
that's cool. See, like that's something that stuck with you through 75 hard. But like what stuck with me was the walk. Like, and like I always walk. It doesn't have to be 45 minutes. Like I'm not like crazy about it. It's usually like 35, 40. So
I think the days I don't drink the gallon is the best because I don't wake up and pee every 5 seconds.
Yeah, literally.
Yes.
That's literally why I stopped. I literally stopped drinking a gallon. Like I still fill it up because I put it in the fridge to make sure I have like access to cold water. But I literally like I probably still drink a gallon a day. Like I still fill my cup up at the sink sometimes, and like obviously like I have the shaker cup. It's like what is this like 30? It's like 28 ounces or something like that. So I have like a couple of those a day. Yeah. So I definitely get a decent amount of water, and that's probably why I'm still fucking peeing 4 times a night.
We'll be halfway through the podcast. Excuse me, guys.
I know, yeah. All right, guys, I'll be right back. No, we got 13 minutes before we take a little break. But if you're listening to this right now, this is episode. We're gonna call this episode 0. if this is ever even posted. Hi. Everyone say
Hello.
hi. My name's Trevor. I'm joined by my co-host Anthony Cubellis, who also is known as Cubes. Say hello.
Hello.
He's the short one. That's why you put
Small
him in the
one.
middle.
Yeah.
And I'm also joined by my other co-host Juzary Salim.
Hello.
You got a sexy voice, dude. I think you're like low key, like going really close to the mic and talking very, very.
I have a very terrible voice right now.
Why is that?
Why is that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we are on FaceTime, and I'm like, we planned this the other day to record this podcast episode today at this specific time, and so like obviously I planned it in advance. I call him because we're about to start recording. And he's like, dude, I'm not recording today, but he's the one who's been bugging me the past couple of weeks to start this podcast up. And I'm like, dude, we literally planned this. And then I like hear him talking and he sounds like a fucking, like, he's got an alligator like fucking
Kermit the
chewing his
Frog.
tongue or some shit. I don't know.
Well, I didn't want to record today because like I sound like a smoker. I feel like one of those
Oh,
commercials.
commercials ones, yeah.
I think you're
Don't smoke
look,
cigarettes. I've been smoking 30 years.
no, but I think
to the mic.
your voice doesn't, it sounded worse on FaceTime, but it doesn't sound that bad right now. But like, why is your voice like that? Explain to the listeners, if there are any, and if this is posted.
Screaming.
Screaming for what? Were you turning up the Pop Smoke the other night?
Actually, not to any of that. I actually was not screaming that. It was actually I was screaming at someone, but
So
I'm
you
not
were
gonna
yelling at someone?
Oh, I think I know where that's
No,
going.
no.
Now we can talk about that in another episode when that comes through an end because it's bound to happen. I already told you. But yeah, we don't need to get in that. And we're back. We had some technical difficulties. We hit some dead air because we don't know what the fuck we're doing. Also, the fact that the PodTrack P4, this little interface thing that we have, which we spent some good money on because there's a lot of other like options that are really expensive, and this was like the cheapest option for us to get. It's for our mics and headphones and whatnot. The batteries like just got murdered. Like literally like. So we had a set of batteries in it, and it was like they lasted like probably like an hour and a half because we just had it on like when we forgot to turn it off, and we were just like messing with the volumes and whatnot. Like I said, we have no idea what we're doing. So those batteries died, and then we put some new ones in, and those ones got fried in what, like 15 minutes? Not even. Yeah. So wait, no, like 10 minutes because I had this timer set, so it was like at 9 minutes when they died. So that was kind of ridiculous, but we're back. So we wanted to take this first episode to kind of just introduce ourselves and talk a little bit about our stories and like what the future holds for this podcast and like kind of like what our aim is for it and what we want to do with it going forward. So I thought now would be a good time to introduce myself. My name is Trevor Violet. I'm not going to spell that for you. It is purple in French, my last name. It's technically, if you guys didn't know this, it's Violet. That's how you say it in French. Trevor Violet. Je m'appelle Trevor Violet.
That sounds more seducing. Violet.
Dude, well, French is the language of love.
Yeah, it is.
That's what it's
yeah,
called.
It's beautiful language.
I plan on learning to speak fluent French one day because that probably would turn a lot of females on.
I think I could have like 4 sentences and
I can say juste un peu. Je ne vous parle en français très bien.
oui.
See, I took 3 years of French in like high school and like kind of knew what I was saying, but not really. And then like year 4 is taught in French, so I would have not been able to understand a damn thing. We went to the same school, me and Cubes here.
Yep.
Did you take French or did you take Spanish?
I took Spanish, yeah.
Do you know any Spanish?
Dude, no.
You don't remember a damn thing?
No, man.
Well, I mean, you can say like no habla.
No habla English.
No habla
No habla
español.
It's
No
definitely,
habla español.
¿Dónde está la leche? Where's the milk?
Buenos nachos.
Just nachos.
Sorry, did you take Spanish or?
Oh
wait, you took Latin, right?
I took
took
Latin
Latin?
and French at the same time.
So he went to
Sturgis.
so he went to a school called Sturgis. If you guys don't know what that is, it's like a
number one.
It's like a
charter
prep
school,
school,
in
a charter school. Yeah,
Massachusetts.
that's the term I was
At
looking
at the
for.
time when I was a freshman.
But they freaking have Latin. Like they
Yeah.
only have Latin,
You take-
right? It's just
no,
Latin. They
you
don't
have
have
to
Spanish.
You have to take 2 languages until your junior year,
That's
and
ridiculous.
then you get
That's
to pick which
crazy.
one you.
So
want
what'd
to
you take? You took
I
Latin and
took
Spanish.
Latin and French.
Oh, okay. So you don't know
No.
French?
No, like I know how to like. Bonjour,
Well, you took 1 year, right?
Yeah, it took a year, but the entire class
Wait.
was French. You can't speak English.
Oh, okay. Were you? Oh, that's hard.
That's
See,
why,
that's what
that's
year
crazy.
I
four
know
is.
how to like understand some French, but also speak a little of it.
Yeah, okay. That's so that's like what year 4 of French in Born High was
Yeah.
gonna be. It's like taught in French and you read French literature and
Yeah,
stuff
we,
like that.
we only had to read French, and the teacher wouldn't speak English at all.
That's ridiculous.
That's crazy.
What? So you took Spanish? How many years of Spanish did you take?
Just 2 years.
Oh, you just took the
Yeah, no, I was
the
I was-
required.
yeah, the required. I was.
That's crazy. All right,
Yeah.
well, back to what I was saying. I got a little sidetracked there. Yeah. So my name's Trevor. I got into fitness a while back. I played soccer for 11 years growing up. I started at like the age of like 4. I was nasty at soccer. If you guys didn't know that. I played.
can tell.
I played club like on a club team, and I made the A team. That's how nasty I was out of Plymouth.
I'm being honest. I don't know what the hell that is. But
like there's like high school soccer, and then there's like travel soccer, and then there's like club teams. Like freaking like literally, I was playing with like a couple of people that were like from like freaking. There was a dude that had a British accent that I played with, and he was like what? He was like same age as me. I played when I was like 10, 11, 12 or something like that. Yeah, it was kind of ridiculous. But yeah, I played soccer from the age of 3, and then I got a little overweight, boys. I put on a lot of weight. I got a little too fat to play soccer. I got up to about 200 pounds like by my 8th grade year. And then I was like, hey dad, I want to play football. And my dad like wanted to disown me because he coached and played soccer his whole life as well. So I moved towns, went to a new school, joined the football team, made some friends, played football all throughout high school. I don't want to jump around too much, so let me explain my high school career. I put on 20 pounds every single year. Yeah, and it wasn't muscle. You can't put on 20 pounds of muscle in a year, for those of you who think you can. It was literally, I was like 200 pounds my 8th grade year, 220 freshman year, 240 sophomore year, 260 junior year, 280 senior year. So I got up to 280 pounds, went to, when I was a senior, captain of the football team. Don't mean to brag, but the clapping. I was captain of the football team, and then went on to college. I went to Plymouth State University, which is a state college up in New Hampshire, Plymouth, New Hampshire. And I went there and literally like played 2 weeks of preseason that you have to do. And then I was like, fuck this shit, I'm out. Like literally, it wasn't the fact that it was hard. Like I could have stuck through it, but I found out that I did not like football as much as I thought I did.
Yeah.
So I went there, I did that 2 weeks and was like, yeah, I don't like football anymore. I guess it was completely different than high school football. So I was like, yeah, so I'm not going to play football anymore. And then I'm like, all right. So then I'm just not doing any exercise basically. And I was like, well, I got to do something. So then I started going to the gym. They had a nice gym there actually, like the public like facility for students. And I went there literally 7 days a week. Didn't take a rest day. I was there for like an hour and a half every day. And I played a lot of basketball. But I was 280 pounds, mind you. I was like, I did this for probably about like 2-3 weeks and realized like, why am I still fat? Like, I was like, what the fuck? Why am I still fat if I'm lifting 7 days a week? I'm playing basketball every single day. Like, and then I realized I'm eating like shit.
Yeah.
I was a broke college student and I was eating like shit. So there was this pizza place, right? So hold on. Let me start here. I talked to a female when I was there. We never like dated or anything like, but we talked and we hung out. She was honestly like one of my only friends when I was there. I was like a bum. She was like my only friend. My roommate, her, and then like someone that was on the floor above me were like my only friends. Going through like that first semester. I only stayed in college for a first semester and then I dropped out because I was like, fuck this. My mistake was going to college to play football. Juzary. You can talk about that later. But my mistake was literally like, oh, I just want to continue football, so I'm going to go to college. Which I should have just done that semi-pro shit that like Matt does and stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah, my mistake was going to college for football and then realizing I didn't like football anymore. And then I was like, well, why the fuck am I here? Because I always hated school. I never liked school. I never liked listening to teachers and whatnot. I was a little bit of a little rascal growing up and stuff. So I was getting into trouble. But where was I going with that? What was I talking about?
So what year did you start actually going to the gym? Like,
okay,
what
yeah.
year was that?
So back to me being like really fat and eating like shit. So I was not with her, but I was talking to this girl, 8, a lot of shitty food. She worked at the burrito place that was like a 5-minute walk from my dorm building.
Oh, so that was fucking golden.
So I got free burritos,
free
bro.
burritos? Oh
She would
my
literally
God.
come to my dorm room and be like, "You want me to bring you a burrito?" I was like, "Yes." Load that shit
Now
up,
do it.
dude. I literally
Now do
got.
it.
I would get double chicken, double steak, on a jalapeno cheddar tortilla, guac, sour cream, like dude. It was like,
you're definitely
dude.
missing that
It
from
was.
my brain.
It was like, if you guys can see it was this. It was like this thick, and it was probably like this long. Like that shit cut in half was like 2 separate burritos on its own. But yeah. So I was eating that, and there was a pizza place right next door where I literally think I had a pizza every single night for dinner for about like a week. A small meat lover's pizza. And a meat lover's pizza is pepperoni, sausage, hamburg, ham. Like, it's just every single fucking meat. So that's just like calories, bro. Like, I was
Calories
literally
on
just
calories.
pounding calories every single night. And I was like, why am I still fat? I don't know. I'm working out all the time. And that was, yeah. So then, like I said, I was only there for a semester. So I dropped out, came home. I let my brother use my car for when I was at school because I couldn't bring a car there. My car's fucked up. Because my brother like let his friend drive it, and his friend like hit a curb, so he fucked my tires up. I come home. I still was battling with the court system, trying to get my license back because it was suspended for like some stupid shit. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that.
Shit, guys.
Yo,
Yeah, it was suspended, but it's so stupid. Shit, don't worry.
it doesn't matter. I'm not a felon. But yeah, my license was suspended. Right. So this is November, December 2019, because this is right before my journey. So yeah, so December, I am a college dropout. I'm 280 pounds, fat as fuck, jobless, suspended license, no car. What else? Single, mind you. I had a girlfriend. We're not going to talk about her ever. You know who I'm talking about, but like, I don't know. We don't need to talk about that. But I had this girl that was my girlfriend going into college or whatnot, which was my mistake also, was having a girlfriend back home when I was going away for college. That was 3 hours away. And she cheated on me with my best friend. So we broke up, and that was literally, we broke up, and I found out that she cheated on me with my best friend about like 2-3 weeks before I dropped out of college. So yeah, so single, got cheated on with the best friend, broke, jobless, no license, fat as fuck, depressed, like all the, like the whole list of bad things. That was me. All right, that was me.
Yeah.
And now here I am recording a podcast with a nice camera, some nice mics.
Hey.
I'm jacked, and I'm like, but yeah. So I was basically my version of rock bottom, if you will. So back to answer your question, Cubes. I started my journey, my journey, January 2nd of 2020. And here we are today. What's the date? The July 23rd, 2021. So about a month and a half, or a year and a half, my fault. A year and a half now. I'm down. So I got down to 180. So technically, yes, I lost 100 pounds. And this is through a variety of reasons. Obviously, better training, healthier diet, but diet was the big thing. And yeah, so now I'm living my best life. But getting me into fitness, sorry, getting into fitness, I basically was just at rock bottom, wanted to change my life, and I did all by myself. To answer your question.
There you go.
No need for the applause. I need to put a soundbite in on one of these pads for applause.
Hey.
I need to put a clapping, like an audience clapping, and then I need to put like a bottom.
I think just to go back to that, I think and this is for a question from people that are struggling with going back to the gym. You said you didn't see a lot of results into it after all the time that you put in. What motivated you to go back to continue?
That's a good question, man.
Because I know a lot of people struggle with that, and that's why they give up.
That's like a deep one. Hold on, let me turn your mic up a little bit. Yeah, that's a deep one. So yeah, so like I said, I was lifting like 7 days a week. Like when I was in school, like I was still lifting. I was lifting big weight too because I was a big boy, so like I could lift. But what got me into it? So just one day, I literally I don't have like a thing that. Okay, so actually I do. I'm lying. Now that I think about it a little bit, I went to the doctor's when I got home from school, and my doctor looked me in my eyes, looked me into my fucking soul, and said, "You need to lose weight." I had hypertension. My fucking heart rate was like crazy. She literally was like, if you keep living like this, you're gonna like keep gaining weight and you're gonna die. Like I was basically killing myself at this point. Unintentionally, obviously. Like I was just fucking enjoying some pizza. But yeah, so my doctor told me you need to lose weight. I stepped on the scale and that was when I saw like 280.2 or whatever the fuck it was. I try not to think about that number too much because it scares me. But yeah, so she literally told me that. And then like when she gave me my forms, because I think I went there for just like a physical, like or like to get some shots or something like that. And she gave me like my forms and stuff. And she was like, all right, you're all set. And then she was like, also, I have this packet, and it was a fucking diet plan. She was like, this is called the Dash diet. It was like just like basically told me it was like a bunch of like a list of foods and like what to like eat, blah blah blah, to like reduce my hypertension and my high blood pressure and stuff like that. And I was like, fuck, like this bitch really thinks I need to lose weight. I probably should.
I think that was the nicest way.
I love my doctor.
You are fat and you need to lose weight.
Like I said, she just looked me in my soul and was like, you need to lose weight, like you're gonna die.
But that's what took you to, you know.
Yeah, so that was a big thing. That was like my moment. I was like, fuck, I need to do this. And then I just remember, so like the end of December, so New Year's, because like I said, I started on the 2nd of January. I didn't start on the 1st. It wasn't a resolution. Like it wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna fucking lose weight. I partied so hard that night. I got fucking like, oh my god, it was a good night. Let's just put it that way. I had a really good time. I ate a lot of food, and I woke up that next morning, obviously feeling like garbage. And I just remember I slept shirtless or something like that, because like when you're overweight, even though it's fucking January and it's probably like fucking 5 degrees outside, you're fucking hot. Like when you're overweight, you're hot, dude. And I just remember waking up, taking a piss, and just like when I was walking out of the bathroom, I just remember looking in the mirror and seeing what I looked like, and I was like, dude, who the fuck is that? Like that is not you. Like I literally like didn't think I looked like that. Like I was like convinced that wasn't me and that was someone else I was looking at in the mirror, but it was fucking me. And I was like, holy shit, like how did I let myself get like this? Because I always was like a little bit chubby and like overweight growing up, but I did not think I would let it get to that extent. And it was like, yeah, so I just remember looking at myself and I'm like, you need to change. And then I like that whole day I literally locked myself in my room and was like researching all the diets. I was like, how to lose weight right now. Like I was like I need to fucking like cut my leg off. Like, I don't know, but yeah, that was like my turning point, was the doctor, and then just like partying New Year's and just waking up and feeling like shit and just looking at myself. I was like, no, that's not you. So you need to change. That's basically how it started and how I got into fitness.
Okay.
I bet you guys didn't know some of that stuff, huh?
No, I didn't.
So if you guys like are watching this, like obviously we're all acquainted. Like me and Juzary have been lifting together for a little bit, but like none of us were like friends like before. Like I knew Cubes because I went to high school with him. He's a little bit older than us. How are you? How old are you?
23.
So he's 23. I'm 19. You're
19.
Yeah, but I'm older than you technically. But I'm not. Like we're like the same age, but I graduated before him because I started school early because I knew my ABCs early. But no, so I knew Cubes because I went to school with them. My sister actually was like friends with him because you're a little bit older than her, but like she was like they were in like the same like classes and whatnot. So I knew who Cubes was, and
we actually played on the same football team.
We played football. Well, I played.
That was my first year. So it was you know. But that was fun though. I mean, our team wasn't really,
that was a rough year.
It was but we played fun. It was fun.
Talk a little bit closer when you're talking. You gotta like kiss the mic to make it sound so sexy like this. But yeah, so Cubes and we played football, and then Juzary actually played football against him. He went to a different high school. Somewhat of a rival school, but you guys weren't shit to us.
That was a rival.
Yeah, but you guys weren't really rivals. All right, so you're a senior year. Yeah, before your team, before your generation, UCT was good when they had 22 seniors that year, and they fucking shit on us.
Our generation was good. We actually.
Yeah, but it wasn't my generation.
Yeah, you guys were like.
We smacked you guys, and I was on the bench, bro. Imagine if I was playing. No, I'm playing. But yeah, so that's how we know each other, and we kind of just all like have our own like stories when it comes to fitness, and we're all like really into fitness, and that's kind of like what we want to. We want to talk about a lot of things fitness, hence the name Fitness Over Everything. Welcome to FOEcast, guys. But yeah, so we're all into fitness in our own ways. Like Cubes is into running and endurance training and stuff like that, and a lot of crazy shit. Oh, that's the timer. So the camera like only records for 20 minutes. Yeah, but the timer's gonna run out in about 2 minutes, so we'll change that.
Oh, okay.
But let me finish this real quick. So, what was I saying?
About
fitness.
Oh yeah. So we're all into fitness. Like I said, like Cubes is into running and endurance training and some crazy shit, and like I'm into like bodybuilding, and I'm trying to like do a show eventually, and I want to like get bigger and stuff because like I have like improved my physique tremendously. Like I said, I lost like 100 pounds, so like now I'm like I could look better. Like if I could accomplish that, I can accomplish something way better than this. So I want to bring out that package and put it on a stage one day. And Juzary is a D1 Juzary is a D1 commit athlete. He's going to play football at Merrimack College, which yes, it's Division 1. He's a running back, but he ain't gonna fucking play because he sucks.
I probably honestly won't play until junior year.
Yeah, until junior senior. Yeah. That's usually how it is when it, like even in D3 that's how it is sometimes. Unless you're just like nasty.
I'm just going back and forth on like your kind of fitness and my kind of fitness. So
Juzary's into a lot of like doing like blast training and like explosiveness and stuff like that. Like trying to, because he's a running back and he's got a fucking truck motherfuckers at D1 level. So it's like he's trying to like get stronger, but he's also trying to be explosive and be fast and still be light on his feet and whatnot. He's a freaking running back for Christ's sake. But he's also like he's been training with me for what, like 2 months now?
No, way more, because I was at 50 and 75 hard. So
okay, so yeah, so like 2.5 months, somewhere around there. Yeah, 2.5, 3 months. He's been playing with me. Me and Juzary have been playing at the gym, guys. Nah, but he's been working out with me and lifting with me for a little while now because like, let me set a timer here. But what we were talking about is how like Juzary's been lifting with me for about like 2.5, 3 months now, and he's been dipping his toes into some bodybuilding style training. Like I said, he's been training with me, so he's been doing the same workouts as me, which he shouldn't be doing because he's trying to get ready for freaking football. And he's like, but my back hurts when I squat like this, and then stuff like that. And I'm like, bro, you're about to go play football. You really think they care about that? Like, your strength coach is gonna be like, all right, you go sit on the fucking bench. Like, you want a fucking tissue? But yeah, so he's been dipping his toes into more bodybuilding style training, and maybe he'll hop on stage one day with me because I feel like he's gonna go to college for football like me, like an idiot, and be like, oh, I don't like this shit. Like I thought I was gonna like it, I don't like it. And then he'll come home crying at me like, Trevor, take me back.
Well, I do want to become a doctor, so.
Oh, you want to become a doctor?
Yeah. So
okay, yeah, he does want to pursue like what some type of surgeon.
I want to be a cardiovascular surgeon.
Okay, that's cool.
It's gonna be a lot of time, so
yeah. It's 8 years later. Juzary's gonna pull up to the podcast setup. We're gonna be in a studio by then, and he's gonna pull up in scrubs and be like, "Sorry, just got out of surgery."
Oh, my beeper goes off. I gotta go back, guys. So.
All right, but yeah, so that's how we all know each other, and yeah, this podcast is a way for us to talk about similar things. We're all into fitness, like I said, and we want to help you guys reach your goals and educate you, entertain you, for the most part entertain you, because we're just a bunch of dudes. We don't know what the fuck we're talking about.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, we all have our own experiences in the fitness world, and we all have different knowledge when it like comes to all this stuff, and we all consume different content. So, well, some of it we consume a little bit of the same, but for the most part, we all have like different mindsets, and we all do different stuff. So we have a variety of things to talk about, and we also want to talk about everything that you guys want us to talk about, because like I said, we're very knowledgeable people, but we're just a bunch of dudes as well, so we can relate. So if you want to talk about why is my dick not getting hard, or my girlfriend cheated on me, what do I do, like stuff like that, you could always just hit us up in the DMs.
That's even more personal.
Wait, Juzary, chill, Juzary. You don't know who's gonna be watching this, but yeah, you guys could always hit us up in the DMs, and we'll talk about whatever you guys want us to talk about. Because, like I said, we're doing this show for you guys to educate you, entertain you, and impact your lives. Hopefully, help you achieve some of the goals you guys are trying to achieve in the similar ways that we have. So that's kind of what we're trying to do here.
Anyways, on the spectrum of serious about getting to know you better, I feel like what was honestly one of the hardest things or a struggle for you through your entire journey?
Whew, that's a good question. One of my biggest struggles and hardest things I struggle with. Like recently, or like at the beginning of my journey? Because now I'm not really in a journey. Like obviously I am, but it's deeper than that, because like now I'm like just trying to continue and mature my, like get some muscle maturity and build some more muscle and stuff like that. It's like more like flatline now, like
something that you didn't,
like when I was doing this
that you haven't achieved that you did.
So like now my goals are like completely different from what they were like back then. So like back then it was just like number on the scale, and that can answer your question actually, because you already know about this a little bit. Yeah. But for those of you who don't know, like I said, like the scale was like a big thing for me, so because I was losing weight. Like I was like, all right, you need to lose weight. That's all I knew I needed to do. I didn't know like anything. I didn't even know what a fucking calorie was. Like I didn't know shit, that's a whole other topic. But the biggest struggle for me was once I actually hit that plateau. I got down to like literally like 6 months. I lost 65 pounds. I was about like 215 pounds a year ago today. And now I'm like 208. So like I'm not that far off from what I was last year, but like I said, I did get down to 186 pounds unhealthily, if that's a word. Unhealthy, like, is that a word? Hyphenated?
I guess.
Let's put it this way. It wasn't a good 186. I got down that way bad. Like it wasn't good. So that's probably the biggest thing I've struggled with, and that's like more recent than not. My whole journey was looking at the scale and seeing if it went down, and if it went down, that determined if I was progressing or not. And now, like I said, like I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not trying to lose weight. I'm trying to kind of like build muscle, stay at the same weight, stuff like that, get a little bit leaner. So something I struggle with now, and what I struggled with a lot more recently, was my like addiction, if I can use that word, to the scale and seeing that number go down. So before I went on this little vacation to FNX, shout out our sponsor. No, I was playing. We can talk about that another time. But before I went on this trip to go to a brand that me and Juzary work with, they held a little training camp, and I went down there. It's out in Utah. I shouldn't say down there. I should say out there, because it's not south. But out there in Utah, I was like, oh, I want to look good like when I go out there. So I literally like was eating like 1,800 calories. Bench. And I'm a fucking big dude. Like, that's crazy. Like 1,800 is low for you, and like you're smaller than me. I have a lot. Like I'm bigger than you, so it's, I don't know. Like I was literally basically I was starving myself basically, and unintentionally. Like I just wasn't. I saw the scale like not move like after like a couple of days, and I was like, fuck, eat less. Like you're not losing weight, eat less. So I just like got down to like 1,800, 1,700 some days, and I was just like, why is the scale not moving? Like I got down to 183.6, I believe was my lowest weight, and that was like the day before I went there. I go there first night, I eat a shit ton of pizza, and I was like,
I was like, I remember swiping up because you posted. I was like, oh my god,
dude! I had like 8 or 9 slices, and it was some good ass pizza, and I had some like a lot of garlic bread, and I was dipping it in like this thick ass homemade ranch. Oh, bros, bump! Shout out to FNX for getting that pizza. When I come back out there, I need that. But yeah, so we got some pizza. And then like the next day, like we went out for Chinese food and we ate a shit ton. Like me and shout out my boy Danny if you're listening to this, and Josh and a couple of the other guys at FNX. We pounded some Chinese food. We were like the smallest table. Like every other table had like 10 people, and like my table was like 5 or 6. And we ate every single thing that came our way. Like they came out with plates and like were handing us stuff, and like they come out with like a big plate of like steak and broccoli or whatever with like sauce, like teriyaki steak or something like that. And we were like, we made a pact when that first plate came out. We were like, we're going to eat everything. Like everything that comes to our table, we're eating it. So we ate a lot of that shit. Just checking the timer. And then like the next day, like ate mad food, like a bunch of sub. Oh, there it goes. Oh, there you go. Damn it. All right, we'll just continue recording. We can continue this. But yeah, so I ate a shit ton of food. And then came back home, and I was like, all right, well, it's time to get back on track. I hopped up on the scale and didn't like what I saw. And like I couldn't do it. Like there's nothing you can do about it like right there and then. But like that's where I kind of struggle with. I'm like, fuck, I can't change this right now. Like I just did this to myself. And so I struggled with that. And I was like, all right, well, I'll just get back on track. Got back on track for about 3 days. And by back on track, I mean starving myself. Literally, like I was like, all right, well, let's go back to our 1,800 calorie diet that you were losing weight at. And I started like starving myself again. And 3-4 days later, I was like, fuck, I am hungry. Like really, that was like ear rape. I am hungry right now. Like I literally, I don't know what it was, but like it was crazy. Like, cause like going on that little vacation for a couple of days and eating like a lot of food, like more than 1,800 calories, like probably like triple that amount. Cause I was like burning a lot of calories, like 2 workouts a day at that trip and stuff like that. I literally like just like a huge massive wave, like ghrelin just like drop kicked me. Like if you don't know what ghrelin is, it's the hunger hormone. But it just like, I got super hungry. So I'm like, fuck, this is about to happen. And I just binged, like massive binge. Like I'm talking like, and I did this for about like 3 weeks. Like I was like, fuck, like why did I do that? Whatever, I'll just get back on track tomorrow. And then I starved myself for another 3 days, and then I would just binge again, which is even like more food. It just kept getting worse and worse. And like I'm talking like half a jar of peanut butter was gone within a span of like a week. Same thing with the Nutella jar up there. I haven't touched the Nutella since then because it reminds me of my past. I got some demons with the Nutella right now. But half a box of cereal turned into more like 2 boxes of cereal, like we were talking about earlier. Those boxes of cereal.
There's 4 up there.
Yeah, there was like 5 or 6 up there, dude, and I ate them like really fast. And yeah, so like I said, I struggled with the scale and binging, but I'm back. I'm normal now. I'm only I was weighing myself like every single day, and that's why it became a problem. So I literally handed the scale to my mom, and I was like, take this away from me. Like, this shit is like damaging me. Like, it was a big mental battle for me to like get away from the scale. And then once I got away from the scale, I was like, well, now I don't know how to fucking track progress because I'm not weighing myself. I tried to figure out like other ways to track progress, but I don't have a tape measure, so I'm not going to be measuring my waist and my legs and all that shit every day. Like, so I was like, all right, well, I just won't weigh myself for like a couple of weeks and see how that goes. So I was tracking my food for about a week. Normal amounts of food now, like probably like, I think I was at 2,800 calories. So 1,000 calories more than I was when I was starving myself, which is 2,800 is probably like around like my maintenance. And I like not tracking like fucked with me even more. It was like, all right, well now I'm not weighing myself and like I'm barely tracking my food because like I'm not weighing myself, so I'm not holding myself accountable. So I was just like, whatever, I'm just gonna eat whatever I want. And like that just turned into worse shit. I was just like, what the fuck am I doing? So then I was like, all right, I need to figure this shit out. So then I downloaded the RP Diet app, which is the app I'm using. I told both of you about that. And I figured that shit out, and I was like, all right, well, it says I have to weigh myself. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna introduce the scale back in, but it's only twice a week now instead of every single day. Like waking up in the morning and seeing the scale go up 0.2 and being like, fuck, eat less. Like that's what I was like doing. So now it's like weighing myself every like Monday and Friday, I believe. And I'm tracking my food through there, like making sure I hit my macros and stuff like that. And yeah, I'm back on track now. But that was my biggest struggle, yeah, to answer your question, was battling with the scale and a little bit of a binge eating disorder.
Yeah, I've definitely seen a difference in your happiness and well-being.
Yeah, dude, I literally was like, I didn't even want to hang out with my girlfriend. Like, I was like, I feel like shit.
Yeah.
I would literally like be like, she would like, you want to come over tonight, or like want me to come over? And I'd be like, no, I'm not really, like, I don't even know. Like, I would like make excuses that like didn't make any sense. I'd be like, well, my toe's kind of itchy, like shit like that, bro. I just like, not obviously not that, but I would make a little bit, like, couple of like stupid excuses as to why like I didn't want her to come over. And it really, like, deep down, it was because I knew I was gonna binge that day. I was like, I don't know. It's like a subconscious thing. Like, even when I was binging, I knew I was doing it, but I couldn't help it. Like, it was like my body just was like so depleted for so long that it was like, it was almost like I was like shoveling food in my mouth, but like not real. Like, I don't know. It's a hard thing to describe what it is.
When I started 75 Hard, I was even my calories were kind of close to yours.
Yeah, I remember you telling me, you're like, I'm gonna eat 1,800. I was like, dude, don't.
No, yeah, I lost
come this way a little bit.
1 week, I lost like 12 pounds in a week and a half.
12 pounds in a week
and a half.
That's crazy.
Starvation.
Yeah,
literally.
And then as soon as I stopped doing that and like upped it, like I found my right.
You gained all that right back.
Yeah, I gained it all right back. I felt a lot better.
Yeah,
like, I felt amazing.
Dude, I remember after I started binging a little bit, and we had conversations when we were lifting. You were like, I just remember like talking to you and telling you like, dude, my lifts like feel so much better, because I was at a point where I was starving myself and like eating too little that my lifts weren't progressing. Like, I couldn't get any stronger. I looked fucking hella good though. We were talking. I was lean as fuck. Like, obviously I didn't look like that great, because I lost a lot of muscle when I was like starving myself, obviously, because I was eating so little, so less nutrients to provide for my muscles to grow and sustain where they're at. So they were kind of like small, but I was lean, like had veins busting out of my fucking head, like literally. Like I was pretty lean, and the pumps were crazy, and I felt good because I looked good. But other than that, it was more of like a, I don't know, when I started eating, it was like I could lift better. So I feel like that had contributed a lot to why I was binging still, because I was like, well, I'm eating more and I'm feeling good and I still look good. I'm going to keep binging. So then I keep binging. And then I like one day I woke up and I looked in the mirror and I was like, bro, you don't look good anymore. Like you need to stop. And yeah, so I haven't binged in I think like 2-3 weeks. So that's good. Because it was like I said, it was a big problem for me. Especially like coming back from vacation. Then I went on another vacation, ate mad good food. Like I left, put this in perspective. I left here to go to Utah at 183 pounds. Came back, I was 194. Then at the end of that week, I was 197 point like something, 0.6 or something like. So let's say 198 pounds. So that's already fucking. I can't do math. That's already like 15 pounds. And then like I went on another like little trip for like a weekend or whatever. I went to my girl's like house up in New Hampshire for a night, binged there like hardcore. I ate a shit ton of chocolate covered raisins, dude. Do you know how good chocolate covered raisins are?
That sounds bomb.
I just want to put that out there. Like if you follow Trevor on Instagram, you will see all the food that he eats.
Yeah, so during this time, he's saying that because during this time I wasn't posting shit. Like I was like, I'd post my breakfast because that was usually still like French toast. Like it was still like a decent like meal, and then I wouldn't post all day, like because I just felt like shit. I was like, I'm binging. Like why am I posting healthy food? They don't know what I'm eating actually. Like I'm binging. But yeah, I went up to New Hampshire with my girl. Binged a lot there. Like literally I was up there and I was scooping peanut butter. It wasn't even my house. It wasn't her house either. It was her fucking uncle's house. I was just like eating all their food, dude. Eating blueberry mini wheats out the box, watching a movie, like just eating a shit ton of food. And then like the next night, like I said, we went up to New Hampshire. So the next night my family was up at, this was Father's Day weekend. My family was up at a campground up at the Saco River. I drank and then I ate a shit ton there. Like I was just pounding food there. And then I got back from there. I didn't mean to blow on the mic there. So what I was like, I think I came back. I was like 203 or 204.
Yeah, because we were at the gym the next day.
Yeah, and I trained, dude. That session was nice. I felt strong as fuck because I had so many like carbs in my fucking glycogen stores were like blasting. So the pump was good. But and then I was talking to you about it, and I was like, dude, I binged like a lot.
So much, yeah.
Yeah, and then this is when I downloaded the RP Diet app. So then I like started fucking around with that app and I was tracking a little bit, but I wasn't too worried about it because I was just trying to get a feel for the app and stuff like that. And then I went into where did I just go? I just came back from something. Oh, so I knew I wasn't going to start dieting again because the fact that I was going on another like little trip. Like it's hard to diet in the summer. Like it is hard because there's a cookout every fucking weekend and shit. Like, so, speaking of cookouts, yeah, we had a weekend here. So 2 weeks later, I knew I was going camping up in Maine with my family that I do every year at Old Orchard Beach. So like 2 weeks prior to that was when I downloaded the RP Diet app and I was like, just like fucking around with it. I wasn't really tracking or doing anything like that. And then like, boom, cookout at my house. My niece's graduation from like kindergarten or whatever the fuck it was. Mad cupcakes, cake, all that shit. And I'm like, I'm not going to eat any of it. I'm not going to do it. And then like, an hour later, I go up there and I see the cake and I see the cupcakes. And I'm like, no, not even yet. I was like, no, not happening. I'm not doing it. Come down here, make like one of my like protein ice creams and stuff, like watch a little Netflix or something like that. And then I'm like, I want a fucking cupcake right now. So I go up there and I have a cupcake and that turned into like 4 cupcakes and a slice of cake and all that stuff. So, and then I'm like, oh fuck, dude, I binged again because I was writing in my journal at this time, which I actually have been slacking on recently. I made it a vow that I was gonna write like journal every single day, which I'm slacking on a little bit, but it's not like a big thing for me. Like I don't care too much about it. I usually use it for like anxiety purposes, just to get my thoughts out, like if I'm like stressed out or something like that, which I should have fucking used it yesterday or today. I was kind of stressed today, but other than that, yeah, so that cookout happened, and guess what, we had a cookout the next day too, and I was like, fuck this, I already binged yesterday, so might as well just eat good today. So then like my family's like grilling and stuff like that, and I'm eating like all their food. Oh, it was a clam bake, that's what it was. So it was all fried seafood and lobsters and freaking dude, and I was like, I'm not gonna binge, but I'm gonna eat some of this food. I'm gonna enjoy it, and I'm gonna make sure I prioritize my protein.
I mean, that's what you should do. Like,
yes, realistically. But when you starve yourself for so long and then binge and binge and binge, you're just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna binge again. And I know that like what I was doing was wrong, but I couldn't fucking help it. Like now I can. Like I haven't binged in like 3 weeks. But technically Yeah, I guess because I wouldn't consider. Well, no, I wouldn't consider. So I just, like I said, I just came back from Maine. I went on a 3-day camping trip with my family and stuff like that. I ate good food, but I wasn't like binging in my basement like after I already hit my calories. I went into this vacation, like you said, the right thing to do. I went into this vacation. I'm like, I'm not gonna be that dude that fucking packs like all his fucking meals in Tupperwares and shit like that. Like I eat 5-6 meals a day, so like that would have been a bitch for 3 days in a row up in Maine. But excuse me. So I went into that trip thinking like, oh, I'm gonna enjoy this food, and then I'm gonna come home and I'll get back on track. And like I said, like I'm back on track. After all that, I came home 208.6. So in the span of about a month and a week, so 5 weeks, I've gained 22 pounds. So that's a lot. And I don't look as lean as I did, and I don't have fucking skin splitting pumps, and my abs don't show anymore. But we're going to get back there, and we're going to do it healthy this time. I'm looking into hiring a coach, and he's going to be pretty helpful. And hopefully, like, through the next, like, 3 to 5 months, I'll do it the right way. I'll get a little leaner, put a little bit more muscle on, and not worry about the number on the scale, because that really doesn't determine if you're progressing or not. Unless you're severely overweight, like I was when I was 280. That matters a lot. But now it's like, I don't really care about my weight, but like subconsciously I do, because I'm like, oh, like throughout my journey, like focusing on the scale and stuff like that, it like kind of messes with me, but I'm trying to get past that and, through that wall. But, like I said, hire a coach, try to put on some muscle, get a little bit leaner, and do it the healthy way this time.
I feel like you have to also look at it like you're bulking in a way.
Yeah,
you're
but
kind of bulking. Yeah. You're going to go back down no matter what. Like,
I know. I don't believe in it.
And you said you wanted to look better.
Yeah, this is true. Like, I don't believe in, like, the traditional bulking, because, like, I'm not going to be eating a fucking shit ton of food to, like, put on weight, because I can put on weight, like, in, like, 100-calorie surplus, bro. I'll fucking put all those 100 calories right into my fucking love handles. So I've never been, like, a big fan of, like, thinking of, like, bulking and stuff like that, because I've always been overweight, so, like, I don't want to get bigger. Like, obviously I do, but I want it to be the right big. I don't want it to be the wrong weight. And if I force feed and, like... Which I don't have to force feed. Like I said, I could binge. Like I could fucking eat. I can put down a lot of food. So, it's more of like a main gain phase. Like I'm gonna talk with the coach and tell him like, listen, we're not bulking. Like I'm not gonna be eating 4,000 calories and getting fat. Like I already have a lot of fat on my body. Like not a lot. Like I'm leaner than most people because I have a lot of muscle, but I could lose probably about like 20 pounds of fat, and that would be like probably like stage weight. Like I said, I'm like 208 pounds. Maybe 20 to 30 pounds and hop on stage at like 180, 190, but like actually have more muscle, because like I said, I'm going to go into a growing phase for about 3 to 5 months, but this will be putting on muscle in a slight caloric surplus, not a massive one like you, like trying to put on 20 pounds in a fucking month. Like I could do that. I just did. Like I literally just did that exactly. But it wasn't good weight. Like you want to put on good weight when you're in my situation, when you're trying to get ready for a show. When it comes to Juzary, like about to go to school, I'm about to go play football, his coach told him to put 20 pounds on. And that's just like that's just so he can write down your weight on the roster and scare people type of thing. You know what I mean? Like,
I just want to say I am proud of your entire journey.
Thank you.
I think you did a lot. You were in a bad position, and then you did what a lot of people usually don't, and have just been going up from here on.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It does take a lot, and like my family and everyone, like there goes my pen. Oh, my legs are sore from leg day. But yeah, I hear a lot of that, like praise and stuff like that, and like people like are proud of me, and it's good. It's good to have. It definitely keeps my head in the right place. For the most part, unless I'm like binging and people are like, you look great, and I'm like, I just fucking binged last night. Like that's so like when I went camping, like a couple of my cousins who I haven't seen in a while were like, yo, your body looks great, but like literally no, it looked better like 2-3 weeks ago when I was 180 and lean as fuck and my abs were busting out. But yeah, like I said, like I appreciate it and I like all that, but it's gotten to a point where it's, like I said, it's about 1.5 years now since my journey, and people are still like, oh, you lost so much weight. I'm like, yeah, I fucking know. Like, leave me alone.
Yeah, you're on it. It's a new journey now.
But yeah, because now my goals are different. They're like, how are you losing weight? And I'm like, I'm not. Like, I literally gained 20 pounds in a month. Like, it's like, yeah, I look good, but it's like, it's more about feeling good now. I feel like it's more about feeling good, training good, and my progress in the gym more than looking at that number on the scale go down. But yeah, I've had a long journey, and the journey hasn't ended. It's not there's no destination. I had a destination in mind when I started. I want to look like a fucking bodybuilder, I realized. So now we're getting into bodybuilding, and we're hiring a coach, and we're gonna hop on stage next year. Me realizing, like, back then when I was 280 pounds overweight, and looking at all these social media influencers and YouTubers and stuff like that do like workout stuff and or into fitness in the fitness space and stuff. Hey Jeff.
Oh, this would be a perfect time. This is Jeff, everyone.
My stepfather walks in. What are you eating? Ooh, some sherbet. Don't you putting that in my freezer? Oh no. That might be gone. That might be gone in a couple of days. But what was I just saying? I was talking about
your journey.
The bodybuilding. So when I was sorry for that, guys. My stepfather came down to put some ice cream in the freezer down here because it probably didn't fit in the one upstairs. I'm not gonna eat it, I swear. But looking at all these like social media influencers, I had a picture in my mind that I want to look like this person, or like I want to look similar to this person. And it's always good to compare yourself to others, like at the beginning of your stages. But then once you get to like a certain point, like where I am now,
you want to be better.
You're not gonna fucking look like these motherfuckers. Yeah. You're gonna look like the best version of you, and you should pursue the best version of you, not like, oh, if I don't look like this person, I failed. It's like, that person has fucking superhero genetics. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I look at people like Anthony Mantello and like, obviously fucking Mr. Olympia, like Chris Bumstead and like stuff like that. And I'm like, that motherfucker is 260 pounds, like 6'4", and he's fucking like 5% body fat. It's like, I'm not going to look like that. He has freak genetics and he's fucking Mr. Olympia. But like, hopefully eventually down the road, I can look like the best version of myself, which I don't know what it looks like yet, but it's going to look damn good. It's going to look better than it looks now. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. But sometimes I can be a fucking bitch because I'm very impatient and I want to look like that now. But yeah, so that's like my like perspective on like my journey anyways, because like I'm still improving and I want to get better and I'm never satisfied. And people like think that's a bad thing, but like I said, like I'm grateful for how far I've came, but I am not satisfied, and I'm here to keep improving. I didn't have a set destination in mind, or like I did, but I don't anymore because I don't have that destination in mind anymore. Like, it's not on the front page of my head, but I know like when I get to that stage of where I look in the mirror and I'm like, fuck, you did it. Like, I know, like, I'm going to be like,
everything's going to hit you.
Yes, I'll be like, all right.
That.
Yeah, I'll be like, all right, I can chill now. Like, I did it. And that will probably be the day, like, I compete, maybe. Not, or maybe like my third or fourth competition, because I'm not going to look good the first one. Like, I'll look lean and I'll look good, but I'm not going to win. I don't plan on winning. I just want to hop on stage, see if I like it. Which I basically already know that I'm going to like it, because this is all I fucking do. I literally train and I eat and I diet. Like, that's all I do. So I know I'm going to love it. Rather like, or other than the suffering, because when you get like a month out from a show, it's going to be fucking hard. And I'm probably going to end up binging. No, but I don't plan on it anyways. But like I said, it can be uncontrollable at times. But yeah, so I don't have that destination in mind. It's not on the front page of my head anymore, because I literally, like, most people don't know this, and I've told a couple of people this. I believe I told you this, Juzary, but people like say like, oh, how'd you stay motivated during your journey? And I'm like, I literally went in the bathroom every single day, took my shirt off, looked at myself, and I was like, you're a fat piece of shit. Like, and that might seem...
It works.
Yeah, if that might seem unhealthy and like, why would you do that? Like, you should love yourself, love your body. Oh, like, body positivity. And I'm like... Not when I'm fucking 280 pounds obese. My doctor's telling me I'm about to die. Like, what the fuck? Why would I be positive about my fat ass body? Like, I literally, like, and it wasn't even just like in the morning. It was every time I went into a bathroom anywhere. Like, I'd go to a friend's house and I'd be like, oh, I'm gonna go take a piss. I'd go in the piss and I'd look in the mirror and I'd fucking rip my shirt off and look at myself and be like, why the fuck are you fat? Like, I literally body shamed the fuck out of myself. And like you guys said, it worked.
It worked so much. It's one of the things you also taught me, like how you say, how a lot of people say, I want that, but they don't want that. That's a huge thing. You wanted that. You put yourself down so much to continue and determine yourself to move forward, to look better.
Yeah, that's facts. So and I think this was in... Did you read the 75 Hard book?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so I think this was in the book, or maybe I'm subscribed to Andy Frisella's email list. So he sends me like emails like every single day at 9 o'clock, every single day. It's like a motivational post or whatever. And there was a post, and I talked about this in my previous podcast. And if those of you who don't know, I had a podcast before this, so I'm kind of like not new to this. This is your guys' first time like doing this stuff. So
Yes.
How do you guys feel?
Good.
Just good.
I'm just in it for it.
Yeah, we're just talking here, but yeah. So I had a podcast before this called "Wake the Fuck Up," and I literally uploaded an episode at like 5 a.m. Everything, it was like supposed to be so cool, and I just like stopped doing it because I ran out of shit to talk about, and that's why I wanted to start this one up and have a little bit more of a broad idea of episodes and stuff like that, and have some people to bash heads with and bounce ideas off of, because of the fact like recording a podcast by yourself kind of fucking sucks. It's pretty boring. I could definitely do it, but it's better to talk to people. I feel more comfortable actually talking to you guys because it's just like casual conversation and it's easy to talk to you. Like like before starting this podcast, me and Juzary had like an hour-long conversation where we like talked, and I was like, dude, we should record that. Like, why didn't we record that?
Doing our walks after the gym, like, we just talk for hours.
Yeah, we literally were like, we should just do a podcast, and then we just hit up Cubes. I don't even know like where you came into the picture. I think I hit you up a while actually before I started even lifting with Juzary. I hit him up when I stopped doing my other podcast because I was like, fuck this, I don't want to do it alone. So then I hit you up and I was like, we should do a podcast sometime. And then like fast forward a fucking year later, basically, I'm like, hey Cubes, we're about to start a podcast. You want to do it? So it's a little late, but I was fucking saying something. I got sidetracked and I completely forgot what I was saying. Juzary, you said something to me. You asked me a question. I forgot what it was. Shit. We're bad at this, guys. We're really bad at this. But yeah. That was pretty good.
That was.
That's not,
I feel accomplished right now. How about you guys?
I feel like that was definitely surprisingly better than what we expected.
That we thought, yeah.
Well, besides that dead air and the batteries and the camera dying. So we were recording this as a video, but it turned out to just be audio because the fucking camera battery doesn't last that long. So if this episode is uploaded and you guys are listening to this right now, it'll only be in audio format, but we do have other episodes that'll be in video format on our YouTube page, which will probably be in this show notes or description or whatever the fuck you call it. Like I said, we're new to this, so we don't know what the fuck we're doing. So we gotta figure this out. And so this one, like I said, this won't be a recorded version. It'll only be in audio format. And like I said, this will be called Episode 0, where we basically just talk about me, and we talked about fucking what we want this podcast to be. So I think this is a pretty good episode, and we should probably wrap it up here. It's been like what? It's probably been like 45 minutes, an hour.
An hour above.
So that's pretty good. That was the goal anyways, to have this as like an hour episode or whatever. So if you're listening to this right now, I just want to thank you guys for listening. If you enjoyed this podcast episode, share it with your friends. Like, this is episode 0. We're probably, by the time you're listening to this, we'll probably have like 4 other episodes. Yeah, something like that. We got a plan. We're a bunch of freaking slapdash people, so like we're just like throwing this together last minute type of thing. Because we wanted to start this a while back, but a lot of somebody
equipment or
somebody didn't buy their stuff on time. Cubes. But no, we're here, and we have our setup here. We're actually recording this on a fucking bootleg setup. You guys will see it in the next episode probably, with the video podcast format. We're literally on like a fold up Walmart table, set up on some sound foam pads on my pool table in my basement. But
slash kitchen slash laundry room
slash my bedroom slash my kitchen and laundry room. But
you gotta start somewhere.
Hey, you gotta start somewhere, and I bet you guys didn't even know that if you're just listening to this and this is your first time hearing us, because this is fucking, it sounds beautiful. We played back some of the audio earlier and we were like, wow, it actually sounds pretty good. Like I said, we don't know what the fuck we're doing, so we were pretty surprised with ourselves in making this happen. But yeah, if you enjoyed this episode, share it with a friend. Go in the show notes. We got our other episodes and our links to our socials. If you guys want to say where you're at on the socials, I'm at Juzary. Where are you at on Instagram? Instagram's your main platform, right? Yeah. That's about all you use.
Yeah, that's practically all I use.
Where are you at on Instagram? What's your handle? We're gonna have to say our handles so people know where to find us. It'll be in the description.
What's your handle? My name. Juzary3.
Juzary3. Spell that.
Juzary. Don't question
the number 3.
Yeah, the number 3.
Wait, why were you number 3?
I don't know.
Is that your jersey number?
No.
No, it was just 7.
There was already taken. It was already taken.
This motherfucker was a running back.
I was young, and I had 2. or 1, I forgot, and I forgot it. And
so
I just never went back. Never went back on it, and now I don't remember anything on it. But that was like 5, 6, 7 years ago.
That's hilarious. Yeah. So he is at Juzary3, Juzary, the number 3. Cubes, where you at?
I'm at Cubes123 on Instagram.
That is Cubes. Yes, it's Cubes. You want to explain your nickname? We can talk about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about another
in Cubes' episode, because this was kind of like my episode. We're gonna do this thing where like I have an episode about my journey. Cubes will have one about his, and Juzary will have one about his in the future, very near future. Those will probably be the next like 3 episodes that you guys hear. Once again, thank you guys for listening. I'm at the Trevor Violet. That is TheTrevor And yeah, welcome to the FOEcast, guys. Thank you for listening. We're out.